Okay, today I want to point out some differences on these Philips radios. You had them in many sorts and sizes. These all have the 8038 speaker. You also have the smaller version with the 803700. Yeah, I got these radios. You had mono, stereo, and then you could choose cabinet. So, and this one here, I start with this one. That's the B6X94a, and that was the first version. I think it was built from 1959 to about 61. And then they discontinued this model, and then they continued with this one. That's the B6X12a. Yeah, as you can see, it's the same, but yeah, the dial is a little different. As you can see, it's brown. And that one is dark, and the lines are thinner, and the text is a little bit different font, but setup it's the same. You could get this chassis and fit it in this; it will have no problem. This has the correct knobs, the white knobs. The first one had the black knobs. And yeah, of course, I like the first model the best. I don't know. They sound the same. So yeah, because they have the same speakers and everything. And they have some small differences in electronics, but and then you also could get the B6X23a, and this is the 01, meaning it's up to 104 megahertz, as you can see. You also had the 04, and then it's up to 108 megahertz on the FM. As you can see, the knobs are different. These are the correct knobs to this radio, and this is all wood. The top is all wood, and yeah, there's you can see it. There's a difference. This one is darker than this one, but the lines, I think all the lines, they're all the same. This has a lower number, so apparently it was cheaper, and I think it was a little bit cheaper to make because they just put the plastic on top and the plastic on here, and they had less work in the factory. Both do sound really nice. So yeah, and then you had the mono, and then you also had the FM stereo. This is the FM stereo. This is the B6X43a 01, meaning it's to 104 megahertz on the FM. And if you wanted to have a 108, then you had to order the /04. There's some radios. They have a different logo. They have FM and then stereo written, and they don't have this. And this has a green marker, and the early radios had a red marker. And I have one from the early versions, but it's too far, stacked too far away. So I have a nice example for you here. And as you can see, FM stereo written with the red light. So that one had that was the first, and I think they produced that maybe for a year, and then they came up with this logo, and they stayed with this logo a really long time. This series got discontinued in, I think, in 1966, and then they had different radios, but they still had the same logo, FM stereo. Yeah, nice radio. This one I will keep, and I think these will be park radios. Now, the first version, they had different output transformers, as you can see. These are for EL84 to 800 ohm speakers, and they use the same output transformers for the smaller version, the radio with the 3700, and this radio with the 3800 speakers. So yeah, these produce about 2.5 watts output power. So yeah, that's most people like these better than what came next. And to be honest, this is a nice radio, and then they came out with this radio, and you can see that they had some cost down. And then with the next series, they even had cheaper output transformers. Here I have a 3800 AM. As you can see, it's built week 2 in 1963, and these are really nice sounding speakers. This speaker I tested, and is really good. It doesn't have any damage, good sound. So yeah, really happy with this. Almost no corrosion. So this is a 3800. Has a double cone, and I just wanted to show you that this is the FM demodulator. As you can see, there's a lot of parts in there, and little capacitors, and yes, these little capacitors, they go bad, yeah, quite often. A lot of times you find a radio, and then the FM doesn't work. That's a typical problem with the Philips, and then you can either exchange the whole unit, then you have to cut off, take this wire off, and then there's here 2 wires, and there's a wire here, and then you can replace the entire unit, or you just go fault finding. And the best thing what you can do is first to see if you have a high voltage on your ECC85, and if you don't, then probably one of these is leaky, and then you have to replace that. And if you replace it, then often problems are solved. So yeah, you can repair it, and it's sitting in this box. It's actually this was sitting like in this box like that. Well, I cannot because I have one hand, and then it got clamped on with this clamp. You just put it on that. It's pretty hard to get it off, and then yeah, you have to take this wire off, and then you can take the bottom off, and then it will be like this in the radio, and then you can take measurements and do your necessary repairs. Yeah, I think Grundig made better quality FM demodulators, because often these give problems. They are good, but they give problems. And as you can see, I have some books up here. You can see it's not really focusing, but as you can see here, and this book is from 1963. This is a 1963 book, and then and this is a smaller version, as you can see. That's the 5 series. The 6 series has the 803800, and the 5 series the 803700. Okay, so we got this. So we got it in this book here, Philips. And here we have the FM stereo. This book is from 1965. So yeah, and then yeah, this is a nice book. There's many radios here. You can see the 7 series a little bit. And the 7 is a more expensive series. And you had the 5 and the 6, and you also had an 8, but the 8 is rare. So yeah, these are nice books. And here I have a chassis that I want to show you. And let's turn it around. We got the EZ81, ECC85, and there we have the ECH81, EF89, EBF89, EAA91, and this is the EL84, EL84, and that's the ECC83. Really nice power transformer. I often sell those separate because a lot of people like to build their own amplifiers, and then that's a really nice power transformer. And as you can see here, you see the different types of output transformer. As you can see here, there's a difference. Yeah. And it's these are nice radios. And I'll turn it so, and then you can see the bottom. As you can see, the capacitor has been replaced at one point. And yeah, a lot of wires. As you can see here, you can see the strap for the FM demodulator. And yeah, I want to show you one few common problem areas. Here you have the 220K resistors. There's a high tension for the ECC83, and often the couple capacitors here, they go bad, and then you get crackling sound in the speakers, and that's not good. This is for the FM. I think it's discriminator. This capacitor you have to replace as well. That dries out, and then you have to you get a distorted sound on the FM. And then you have this thing is sitting right there. I took it already off, but there's a spring in there, and it's right. It's this spring, and often what happens with this spring is that either this side, oh, it's magnetic, or the other side, the end breaks off, and then the radio stays on. You cannot turn it off anymore. So yeah, that's a problem area. And there's a lot of people doing modifications on these for the EL84 tubes. They share one resistor and one capacitor. As you can see here, there's only one electrolytic capacitor, and what a lot of people do, they give each tube their own capacitor and own resistor, and then when you put in two tubes that have a little bit different characteristic, you don't have any problems. But what happens now, if one tube is bad and the other one is good, I think though then the bad tube is even put harder to work. and then yeah, you get problems. Often these EL84s, they get too hot, and when they do get too hot, then the bottom will crack. I don't think that this one, yeah, this is also cracked. It's difficult to see, but yeah, I have just a phone thing, but as you can see in the air, you see the crack. This tube still functions, so it's usable, but yeah, and as you can see here, the Portinex it's bad. See, so if you would have to restore this radio, then you have to put in new tube sockets, because this is going to give distorted sound. Yeah, often the chords for the tuning, they're good. They never go bad, seldom. This is a really good quality radio. It's got some problems, but hey, it's old, it's used, and I think this was a very good design. The reason Philips used 800 ohm, so they could use smaller output transformers, and Philips was the only one to make the 800 ohm speakers. So yeah, and as you can see here, you have the 800 ohm outputs, stereo, because this is pickup stereo, FM mono, stereo input, DIN, and there you see the model number. And I can turn around this radio because this was the first one. It has also the first generation plugs, as you can see here, with banana. Everything they did with bananas, except the 800 ohms output terminals, they were there already. There you have the many ways you can select your FM. FM only, FM with a little bit AM. Apparently this is connected for FM and a little bit AM. So I think I'm about to get to conclusion on this video. I hope you could enjoy this video and see the differences on these radios, small differences, and have a nice day.